John Tayer, welcome you to Chamber Chat, our bi-weekly opportunity to connect with our Boulder business community and our Boulder Chamber members to talk about some of the things we're doing at the Boulder Chamber, but also to connect with some of our wonderful business leaders in the Boulder community about what they're up to and how they're dealing with the challenges of COVID-19. Today, we are wonderfully lucky to have Cheryl Liguori, who is the CEO of Z2 Entertainment. She's going to be joining me for a chat in a bit. But I wanted to start by just making sure you're aware of a few important and exciting things that are happening at the Boulder Chamber. So first of all, we have two important application periods coming up. First, we have our Leadership Fellows program. Leadership Fellows is our leadership development program for business leaders, aspiring business leaders in the Boulder community, and it's our combined activity with the Boulder County Community Foundation. We've been doing it now together for 8 years, and it's about 11-month program where we introduce you to all of the great leaders in our community and help to build an ethic of inclusive leadership. It's just a wonderful program and look forward to getting a great number of applicants. And so you know, the 2020-21 class, the application period is open now and it closes on September 8th. So make sure to get your application in or to let other people you know in your business and the community who should be engaged with this, who want to, again, get to understand our community and how it works and get connected with the leadership in our community, but also develop their inclusive leadership skills. So make sure to sign up. And then again, we have another application, and that is for our Esprit Venture Challenge, which is our annual startup community challenge with a little bit of twist. We have, for this competition, we have aspiring entrepreneurial businesses that are competing for $10,000 in cash. And all of you are the public, you get to vote online and then also live at the final event, that is the Esprit Entrepreneur Gala event, where we'll have the final 3 competitors competing for that $10,000, and you'll get to vote on it. But we need to get our applicants in, and the application period is opening. It goes from September 3rd through October 2nd. So if you think your startup venture is worthy of a challenge and could benefit from $10,000, make sure to enter your startup competition today. So look forward to seeing those entrances, and then be ready for announcement about the Esprit Entrepreneur Gala that's going to be coming up in the fall. And then finally, want to make sure you're prepared for an amazing virtual experience for our 25th anniversary of Women Who Light the Community event. That's going to be on September 24th. It's being brought to you by 2 great companies, Corden Pharma and Premier Members Credit Union. So we thank them as our sponsors for that event. But this is our annual chance to recognize women leaders in our community who impress us through their amazing accomplishments and their invaluable service to our community. So make sure to get that on your calendar. Start registering for your virtual seat today. That's on September 24th, the 25th anniversary Women Who Light the Community Awards event. So speaking of women leaders, I have the great fortune today to have a conversation with one of the outstanding leaders who guides one of the most critical facilities in our community, the Boulder Theater and the Fox Theater, through her CEO position at Z2 Entertainment, and that's Cheryl Liguori. She has been in this community operating in the music scene as well as managing these types of facilities for 28 years. And I'm sure she has never seen this kind of a challenge to the music venue and music industry. So with that, I just want to welcome Cheryl to our chamber chat and start by asking you, as you reflect back since March on the experience that you've been dealing with, obviously great challenges, not only for the performers that perform on your stages, but also just managing the venues themselves. Just how do you describe the experience and the challenge it has been for you and for your business?
Thanks for having me, John, first of all. So when I talk to people in the community and staff and artists, and I just remind people that the pandemic is not going to last forever. It feels long at this point, but we will reopen. We will come back. It might take a while to get back to the same experience that we used to have, but we are not going away. And so, but we have to wait till it's safe. Um, and we have to wait for the industry and the country as a whole to come back to touring so that artists feel safe on the road, they have safe venues to play in, and as they make their way across the country. So it was really challenging to come to a screeching halt. We were open on March 12th. We were closed indefinitely on March 13th. So that was really hard. I've never seen anything like that. But then we started thinking, okay, maybe, we'll be good by the summer, and then we weren't, and then we're good by the fall. And so our timeline for reopening keeps changing. But even though that changes, we know that this won't last forever and that we will be back in business.
I get it. Well, let me ask you, I mean, I'm sure it's a very difficult time just to lift staff, to keep motivated and to do the planning for the eventuality that you can start business activities at Boulder Theater and at the Fox Theater. So I wonder how, as a business leader, are you occupying your time during this COVID experience? And just in terms of just looking for opportunities to build back the business, what are you doing? What sort of innovations are you considering?
So we are, there's a fair amount of normal business activities, but around the time of COVID, we were transitioning to some new efficient systems. So we've been working on those. And as you know, when we're up and running, there's no time. We're day and night, very busy all the time. So it has given us an opportunity to really focus on how can we improve our systems? How can we be more efficient? What can we do to make it a better patron experience as well as an employee experience? So that's been a really positive thing. Applying for grants and loans and the constant reforecasting of how we can use the cash that we have, because I think unique to our business, as we move shows several times or cancel shows, we don't have a penny coming in income, but we are refunding tickets as we go along. So there's a lot of work. There's a lot of political action that we've been involved with. We've been really connected with the National Independent Venue Association, trying to keep the staff updated, the staff that's furloughed, and to keep the management team. We meet, every week with action items and keeping everybody motivated, even though we can't be open to the public yet.
I'm impressed. I'm sure just a lot of just creativity and just the response, and then thinking forward, how are you going to get business back up and going? Well, let me ask you this. How could those in this community, and there's so many of them who care about your venues and about the entertainment there, how can we support you during this time?
Well, and that was a question that a lot of people reached out to ask. So we crafted a venue recovery fund for people to support us at the $25 level all the way up. Colorado Sound Experience was able to help Terrapin Station make a very generous donation. Businesses up on the hill like Peter at the corner, donated to our fund because he sees the Fox as, an important, anchor business of the hill. And Buffalo Lock and Buffalo Lock and Key sent in a check saying, I wish it could be more. Friends and neighbors have, made, I'm writing 150 thank you cards this weekend. That's what I'm doing with my Labor Day. So, but, moral support is great as well. And just, buy tickets to the shows we have on sale, knowing that we will be open, and keep an eye on what we have coming up for hopefully, more events in the coming months.
In the coming months. Well, I don't want,
Extended months.
yeah, very good. I don't envy you having to write all those thank you notes, but I just do love the story of businesses supporting their fellow businesses out of just mutual support and caring, but also seeing that it's mutually beneficial and that connection. So I just love hearing those stories. Well, let me just ask you this, Cheryl. What is your vision for building back business at the Boulder Theater and at the Fox Theater as the COVID crisis starts to move beyond us? And then just, is there anything unique or innovative that our music appreciators will anticipate as things start to reopen?
Well, right now the Boulder Theater is allowed to open as long as we're working with our restaurant partner, McDevitt Tacos, with a capacity of 100 people. So we are to get our staff back to work, people, through the doors, and start feeling like we're alive in the venues. We'll do some local artists at 100-person capacity. The Fox and the Aggie, doesn't make sense at 35-person capacity. So those venues probably won't be open till sometime next year. But we hope that people will come out and enjoy those 100-person meal combo events that we should be rolling out. We're also looking at, like what the restaurants are doing, the contactless payments and ordering. And so that was on the horizon for a while, but this is giving us more time to think about what is the best way to do that. What are the best products? How can we make everything as safe as possible? But the vision is, we are definitely going to ask for patience and trust from our patrons as they come through our doors, that they know that we have their safety, for the artists, for the patrons, for our staff, that safety is number one. So things that, might have been normal, like, shorter break times in between artists might be extended because we have to go and sterilize all the microphones. Bathroom lines might take a little longer because we can only put so many people, no more crowding into the bathrooms together. So we'll just need everybody's patience, and, maybe the closeness and the intimacy and the celebratory nature of enjoying music and other events together might feel a little more restrained in the beginning, but that's what we need in order to get back to a full capacity, to enjoy music the way we have in the past, and that might take up to a year. So we need everybody's trust, cooperation, and patience.
Well, I will say this as one of your patrons. I will take the deficit in being able to crowd into the bathrooms in order to get back to the spirit of the just entertainment and just wonderful facilities that you manage at the Boulder Theater and the Fox. And I just will also say, Cheryl, I'm just so happy that you are at the lead in thinking creatively through how do we get those venues back up and running, and how do we get those performers back on stage. So I'm thankful you're where you are in the innovative and creative mind that you have, bringing it
Thanks, John.
to pleasure. So thank you so much, Cheryl, for being on Chamber Chat with us. It means a lot, and cheers to getting those facilities back and entertainment back in our community. Sure. And so I will just close by saying that, as you know, business is happening at the Boulder Chamber safely. So make sure, even in these virtual remote conditions, that you're reaching out to us and letting us know how we can support you and help lift your business during some challenging times. And one of the greatest ways you, of course, can make sure that we all get past this together is by being safe, following those public health guidelines. And one of the ways that's most important is to wear your mask. So as I say, make sure to put it on when you're out there enjoying your great, much-deserved Labor Day weekend. Be sure to don the mask. So I look forward to seeing you on the next Chamber Chat, but meanwhile, have a great Labor Day weekend. Take care.